Summer is fast approaching, which means it's a great time to consider changing some of our maybe not so good habits so that we can look and feel our best.
That's why today we've got profile by Stanford coach Molly Bentley. She's here to talk about breaking bad habits and making some new ones to lead to a much healthier lifestyle. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday to you guys too.
So building new habits, I think easier said than done for most people. What's the key?
Yeah, so there's a couple different parts that we can talk about, but I'd say one great thing to start with is just creating a short-term daily habit. So with that, think about something you can do each day. And then when you figure out a goal that you want to have, make sure it's realistic and attainable. So for example, if you want to start exercising, maybe start with an amount that feels comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, start adding in more time to reach your goal. So then that way, it's nothing too much for yourself. And then, sometimes in our daily life, it's really tough to fit it in. So maybe try doing it during your lunch break or even wake up 15 minutes earlier. Start your day out that way.
I feel like we all try this around that New Year's time. So how do you actually keep yourself committed? Is it just that maybe setting an alarm clock on your phone, like, oh, now it's time to do my X habit?
Yeah, definitely. So that's a great way. And especially with one thing we talk about with members is their water intake. Sometimes it's hard to remember to do that throughout the day. A lot of members will set an alarm, exactly like you said, and maybe at 8 a.m. and noon and 4 and 8 p.m. they have an alert that says drink water, and so then that way they're like, oh, I see my phone, I need to drink some water, I need to get something in. So that is a great tip.
Do you have any tricks for kind of breaking bad habits and trying to create new ones, or?
Yeah, so another great thing would be journaling. So that one's a great tool to help improve self-awareness. So, you can talk about anything leading up to a desired or undesired behavior that you're having. Write down any planned or unplanned choices that you had maybe that day. And so a great tool to have is a journal book. And so at Profile, we actually have a book called the Profile Journey Book. And in this book, we actually talk about, there's a series of topics that help create that lifestyle change for you. So it's a really great tool to see how your week went and what you want to improve on.
That might be my new thing I'd have to learn, is to remember to write in the book every day.
You can set your alarm then.
But then it's kind of like that self-check, so you can look back. How did I do yesterday compared to the day before, and how am I doing today? Whereas sometimes you can't remember it, but if you have it written down, it's in front of you.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, you can look back and say, oh, well, maybe this day wasn't so great. I'm going to work on this today. Or maybe I did really well with that. I'm going to work on something else this week. And you can really see over time those habits that maybe you got rid of that you didn't want anymore, or anything that you wanted to create then. You're like, oh, I can go back and, oh, I remember I wanted to work on this. I'm going to start working on this week.
Yeah. I know another big one is support systems. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about how important it is to have others keeping you accountable.